to waste. I just got to shoot this. The time is ticking, and the news is exploding. I almost had to do an update. I'm Mr. Simon. I'm bringing you the news from Krakow as an American. So no time to waste. We get all kinds of shit happening. So yeah.
Unsurprisingly, the Wildberries saga continues. And
unsurprisingly, it's a minimal strategic strike, but it's affecting real Russians, and they're starting to get pissed.
This time in Putin's hometown of St. Petersburg. So we've seen two facilities struck, one in the Utkin Zavod logistics park, which is sort of south of the city.
So the propaganda effect, the visuals, the social media profile of what's going on is now hitting home. So the Russians are going, oh, this is affecting us now.
And also in Simferopol, which is an occupied Crimea.
And that means the oligarchs who are supporting this whole thing are going to start getting hurt, and they're going to get pissed, and they're going to backlash against Putin.
So multiple strikes on Wildberries again. But I thought as we come to the end of the week, we'd just sort of go into slightly more detail about the significance of these strikes. So first, for those that haven't been following the news.
Telegraph, not sure. They seem pretty reputable.
Version of Amazon. It encompasses almost 80 million active customers and some 1 million sellers. So it's huge.
This piece seems very balanced.
Because
the guy's pulling from different sources.
Military-grade equipment.
They seem pretty reputable.
Civilian stuff that people are buying. So just going on the website, and this
I got some curry,
Tom, one of the producers, and I also went through it. You can see many dual use items, including helmets, body armor, fiber optic cables, which will be used for drones, radio equipment, which again can be used for drones, camouflage gear, and other components, again focusing on drones. So this has been the justification.
Would be interesting. All right, next story. So I heard Russian mobilization was imminent, and actually, when was it? It was Saturday. One of my sources went, it happened, Russian mobilized. Well, not really. They're still kind of gearing up for this.
The Kremlin is creating conditions for possible mobilization and preparing for potential unrest in Russia. This was reported by the Institute for the Study of War. On July 22nd, the Russian State Duma passed a bill allowing citizens with outstanding criminal records, including for drug smuggling and participation in organized crime groups, to sign contracts with the Russian Ministry of Defense during formal periods of mobilization. On the same day, Russian Deputy Defense Minister and Chief
they're
of the
losing more
Military
troops
Political Directorate of
every
the
day
Ministry
than
of
they're
Defense,
signing up.
Army General
And
Viktor
it's become
Gormygin
very obvious.
stated that the law would expand the number of
So,
Russians eligible for military service and
the idea of
recruitment efforts
a
for the
general
war
draft
against Ukraine
in
2026.
Russia proper
On July 21st,
is very
the
unpopular.
Russian National Guard,
And,
Russia's militarized
and
internal
Putin's been trying
security
to
agency,
stay away
published
from that.
proposed amendments expanding civil defense regulations.
But they're trying to
protect Russian
boil the
society
frog
from unspecified
and get
dangers
people used to
during
the idea that,
mobilization, martial
this
law,
might have
and
to
wartime
happen.
conditions.
So
In November 2025, President Putin signed a law authorizing him to send reservists to combat zones without
they're
declaring
changing the law,
mobilization.
changing the
SW
Constitution.
analysts were
Maybe not the
already
Constitution.
assessing that the
Do they have a
Kremlin
Constitution
would
in
likely
Russia?
use
I
this law
don't
to
even know.
conduct phased, partial call-ups of reservists.
But they're
According
starting
to
to get
ISW,
people used to this
the
idea.
Kremlin is creating the conditions for declaring formal mobilization and potentially imposing martial law in Russia itself, preparing for possible civil unrest, as mobilization remains extremely unpopular among Russian society.
What they did instead was conscript 30,000 North Korean units, which apparently have been mobilized. And they're probably at their destinations now, and they'll last 24 hours.
Which is that the average lifespan of a Russian soldier from training to combat is only between 10 days to 3 weeks, according to Foreign Policy magazine and British intelligence.
Okay, up next, we got, what is my next story? So this is Krakow news, but this affects us. Donald Trump just imposed some new tariffs on the EU. I'm not sure if that includes Poland. Donald Trump loves Poland, but I don't know if he's bespoking his tariffs. Poland may be unscathed by this, and maybe even beneficial for Poland, but we'll see.
U.S. President Donald Trump's administration on Friday imposed new tariffs of 10% and 12.5% on goods from 12.5%, including the European Union.
Our good friend
China.
Benjamin Lee
Brussels has described the move as a shock, with EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas saying the tariffs simply do not make sense. Let's go live now to our chief international correspondent, Alex Kadir, in Brussels. So, Alex, how's the European Union responding to this latest round of tariffs? Is Brussels considering retaliatory measures, or does it still hope to avoid a new transatlantic trade dispute?
He dots his T's and crosses his I's.
Good morning, Ben. It's clear the European Union's been very consistent in its position. It does not want to have a trade war with the United States, but certainly these new tariffs, which have been brought in to replace the old tariffs, which were deemed illegal by the Supreme Court in the United States, will not be welcome news necessarily, because the European Commission wants to stick to the deal it already has with the United States, agreed in Scotland between Ursula von der Leyen and Donald Trump. We've had reaction already in the last few moments by the EU's top diplomat. Important to say, she does not cover trade, but because of the rationale behind these tariffs, the United States imposing 12.5% or 10% tariffs across the board to some of its biggest trading partners, 60 of them in total, officially because of problems with forced labor, with labor laws or insufficient labor protections. That, of course, raising eyebrows in the European Union, which has much more stringent labor protection than the United States, a point made by Kaja Kallas.
Okay, well, and you know what? It's not all doom and gloom, you guys. I mean, horrible things are happening in the world, but lots of good stuff, too. So I want to, in every Krakow report, I want to include a happy ending, if you will. So check this out. So I didn't know about this. North Poland, up by the sea. It's probably about an hour away from. Anyway, Groat Festival. Who knew? Groat Festival in
Trzebiatów.
First lunch and dinner.
As social media users are going crazy over the Slavic woman diet, especially Groats.
Now wait a minute. Polish women are going crazy over the social media Slavic diet. I haven't heard about this. I don't know who this influencer is, but Poles are going crazy.
Residents of Trzebiatów in northern Poland celebrate the superfood in a truly traditional manner.
Groats.
Every
barley?
July, the Groats festival is celebrated with nights, tournaments, a medieval fair, and live demonstrations of old cooking methods.
Visitors can sample the famous night's groat. The original recipe is a closely guarded secret, but I can tell you that it contains onions, bacon, and a blend of spices.
But there is more to groats than just being a superfood. In this corner of Poland, a pot of steaming groats once served as a rather dangerous weapon. The Groats festival is inspired by a local legend about invaders from the neighboring town of Gryfice attacking the people of Trzebiatów.
According to the story, a knight from Trzebiatów was given a bowl of hot groats by his wife for dinner. While kissing her, he accidentally dropped the bowl out of the tower window onto the invaders below. The hot, sticky groats burned the invaders, causing them to scream in pain while walking the entire town and alerting the residents to the attack. Thanks to this unexpected warning, Trzebiatów was able to defend itself.
Every year, the festival also features a parade with an elephant, the town's symbol. This tradition dates back to the 17th century, when Hansken, a famous performing elephant, visited Trzebiatów. The festival is the town's biggest celebration of the year and attracts visitors from across Poland and neighboring countries who came to enjoy medieval festivities, concerts, and a handicraft market.
The buckwheat is done in an old way, traditional way. It's not like the modern way. It doesn't really have a sauce. I would say it's a bit spicy. There are some spices in it. I don't know what kind of spices, but yeah, it doesn't taste bland. It's really nice. It's really surprisingly tasty.
I would be asking the chef.
And I'm from Germany, actually.
She's actually from Germany.
We are here on holidays with the kids, with the family.
We don't know groats.
So if you're looking for the ultimate Slavic superfood experience, head to Trzebiatów. It turns out groats can be healthy, delicious, and according to a local legend, surprisingly effective in battle.
Oh,
that's a superfood with quite an
effective in
impressive
battle.
century-old resume.
Brings it back to... Anyway, guys, all right, that's the Krakow Report for Wednesday, July 28th. This is number 4. We'll see you on the flip side. Take care, everyone.